Would you like some answers on how to jumpstart your path to financial freedom so you don't have to depend on anyone else financially? Well, I'm going to give you some tips today on how you can do this. Welcome, I'm Tanya Vasallo. I'm the founder of The Courage to Be Happy, and I want to help you not depend on anyone else financially. That's what happened to me in my life. I grew up in Spain, born and raised in Spain at the end of a dictatorship, when Franco was around. And it was tough to claim that independence because there was always that unspoken, invisible language of women aren't as good as men, and women aren't as good with money, and women will always be taken care of by their dad, by a brother, by a husband, until I became really clear that I wanted to learn about this subject. And here's the thing, if you want to take control of your finances, if you want to take control of your money, which you should if you're a woman, because guess what? 50% of women will end up in divorce. I think it's 80% of women will outlive their spouses. And if you've chosen to be single, or you happen to be single in this moment in your life, even more important to have to deal with your finances because you don't have a man as a financial plan, which is what they've been passed down to us. So even if you make a ton of money and you're this super high net worth, high working woman that makes so much money, but money comes in and goes right out, you don't want to be dependent on anyone else. You want to take the reins when it comes to your money life. How do we do this? I'm going to give you 3 things today that I want you to focus on. The first one is I want you to get yourself educated regarding money, prosperity, finances, abundance, creating a rich life. I want you to read books about this. And if you're like, oh, but I'm not good, I'm not talking about reading about budgeting and numbers and investments and all this jargon that you don't understand. If that's complicated for you, start with something a little bit more palatable, a little bit easier. Go out and read a book that has to do with prosperity and spirituality, or abundance, how to change your money mindset, like things that are going to be a little bit more easy to digest. But the whole premise is that you start getting educated. Go out and read the books that you need to read. I have resources, and if you have suggestions of books, please put them right below in the comments, because I could do some little videos of different books that I've read in finances, what I've liked about them and what I haven't, and I'd love to hear what resources you're using regarding finances and money, abundance and prosperity. You can also listen to audios, to podcasts, go into podcasts. There's so much free information to get ourselves educated regarding money. See, here's the problem. The patriarchy system that's been around for thousands of years, they did not want women to learn. They want to keep us small. They don't want women learning because that way they can control us. It keeps them safe. And it keeps women small, like if you don't know about these things, then you won't outdo us and we can control you. So I challenge you to go in the opposite direction and start, and you might be in the most amazing, beautiful marriage. I have an amazing husband. He's super supportive with all these things, but I want to learn all these things for my own good. What if we end up divorced? What if my husband drops dead tomorrow and I don't know any of these things? It's just, you want to take the reins. So I invite you to be curious and get yourself educated. The second thing you want to do is you want to create or find a community of other women that feel safe where you can talk about money. Because guess what? Money is a very taboo subject. It's a very isolating subject. And you want to create a space, like I was saying, create a sisterhood, find a community. It could be our community. Join us in our Facebook group, Increase Your Income and Impact. Find a community where you can join and you can feel safe asking for support regarding money, where you don't feel stupid asking a question. I can't tell you, the first time I went to go get, to roll over my 401k into an IRA because I was leaving my job, I went in and I didn't ask questions. And I feel like I'm a pretty intelligent woman, but I didn't want to sound stupid and I didn't know what to ask. So if I would have been in a community at that time and asked the right questions in my community, like, hey, I'm looking for a financial advisor, what kind of questions could I ask? That's what you're looking for. You want to find the community that's going to support you, that's going to lift you up instead of pushing you down and making you feel like you need to depend on someone else financially. And it's so important to get that support and to support other women within the community, because guess what? When we do things together, we go much further together as women. Another reason why you want to have community is because your network is what equals your net worth. And it's so true. Relationships, and women, we're so good at creating relationships. You want to be able to create that safe space and community. And the third part is you want to be able to start talking about money. So that goes within community and educating yourself as you're being curious and you're learning things about money, about finances, about abundance, about prosperity. You want to be able to ask questions. You want to be able to share. You want to be able to talk about it. That's what we're great at, ladies. I mean, isn't it better that we can talk about money and how to grow our wealth and how to grow and build our communities instead of gossiping? It would be so much better to be able to talk about these things and how to build each other up as women and growing in our path of prosperity and abundance. And the last one is, I want you to start celebrating yourself. Again, because of patriarchy, women have been taught from a very young age that we don't brag about ourselves. We can't outshine others. It's not good to show off. And I disagree so much with that. I want you to start celebrating yourself for every little small step. The fact that you're already listening to this video and you've gotten this far, celebrate yourself. Go look in the mirror, give yourself a high five like Mel Robinson says, and say, you are amazing. You listened to a whole video about money and finances. And that wasn't that bad, was it? I hope it wasn't that bad. So celebrate yourself for every little part that you're doing, every little micro movement that you're doing that's getting you into that financial freedom jumpstart. Thank you so much for being here. Please share in the comments what ways or what places you're getting yourself educated. Join us in our Facebook group. Be part of this community. Another way that you can continue your education is hit subscribe. Be notified when these videos come out. Thank you for being here. Please share with other women so we can together lift up as many women around the world. That is my mission, is any woman that has felt oppressed, to let them feel that they can take the money by the reins and start learning about it and become financially independent so that they can become financially free. So anyway, thank you so much for being here. I look forward to your comments, to staying connected, and I'll see you soon.